What's going on, everybody? Azrael the Great here. I had made a uh, excuse me video on beginning to play, or a let's play series on doing, starting from scratch. If you're just, a beginner or starting on arena and whatnot, and trying to build a collection. However, in the midst of that, my video recorded at a bad resolution, and like Streamlabs is what I use to record, and then using a different software to edit and stuff. But Streamlabs updated and my settings either got changed or something. So the video recorded at a very, very not so great resolution, and also the volume and the gameplay volume wasn't working correctly. So I got it all fixed, but that also ruins the, starting of how I had it begun, registering a new account and showing, starting from scratch and not using any money. As you can see, I have no gems, so I didn't spend any money, and I won a couple matches already for some gold through the quests and stuff. So, but excuse me. Oh, what's this? Ooh. All right. How many levels are there? No, you can't see. So this is how far I've gotten. I got four globes, and I started playing the red deck, but I played a lot of matches with the green. It turns out that each deck you get 5, the green, the red, and each one you play opens a tier, and then you use the globes to get all the cards and then the decks and stuff like that. But before we get into that, so the series that I'm doing right now, or that I want to start, at least for this anyway, is a let's play called Amateur Hour. And this is just a free-to-play showing you, outside of spending $5, which is, it's $5. It's a coffee, latte, whatever, at the local Starbucks. You get 2,500 gems and 5 packs, and it's just $5. Outside of that, you don't have to spend any money. In reality, you don't have to spend this either, but it's $5. It's great. This is really great value for 2,500 gems and 5 packs. To give an idea, regular $5 in gems is only 750. You get 900 less than, 900 less than 3,400 gems, which cost you $20. And you get 5 packs, 5,000 gold, or one less pack for 1,200 gems. So you do the math. All right, it's great value regardless. So I plan on using $5, as I said, to buy, but you don't have to spend any money, right? So what was this all about, or how did this come about? So I was looking online. I was looking at YouTube mostly, and Twitch is, most of the big, huge streamers are not like beginners. They're all well-seasoned and well-seasoned players in franchise. Excuse me. Cats are getting into stuff. Anyways, so I was looking online, and I saw that outside of like 1 or 2 YouTube videos, not very many people or players do a let's play from scratch. Most of them, either are sponsored by Wizards or sponsored by the MPL or anything like that, and they get, a lot of packs and stuff like that. However, outside of maybe Justin Parnell, who I know does a let's play, free, no money used at all to build the collection, and I think he still does it. But outside of him, and maybe 1 or 2, I'm not too sure, no one else does the let's play aspect, right? So I figured it would be great to start that, right? Because with Arena, I thought it was what I thought Arena was one of the greatest things that has ever happened to Magic, if not the greatest thing to happen to Magic. MTGO was groundbreaking in when it came out as well. However, Arena has a better viewership or entertainment value than MitGo does. So I've been all in on Arena since its inception, so to speak. And it has been gaining exponential stream since then. Bringing in new players, bringing in older players that haven't played in a while. And it's just, Arena is great, right? A little bit about me. I am not a professional player, nothing like that. But I have been playing since, and what I mean by professional is I do not have a professional pro point or professional points. Once you get a pro point, you're essentially a professional Magic player. I don't have a pro point. Now, I have been playing, however, since about 95, 96, right around the time that the Dark has been around and Revised and Fallen Empires was around. The Dark had been around for a little bit, but I was really around when Revised had just released and Fallen Empires was coming out and stuff like that. And when I say off and on, I mean I didn't start getting competitive or into it competitively until way after. I do remember and playing through, some of the not so fun times in Magic where, Necro Summer, Combo Winter, the Urza Saga block, and, those type of standards. But I didn't really start getting, knee-deep competitive until right around Onslaught and Mirrodin block. And I didn't stay competitive that long because life got in the way and I enlisted in the army and, that takes over your life. But I still kept up with the game and I still played when I could, did pre-releases, draft, and all that stuff. Done top 8, a PTQ or two here on the old system way back then, which is coming back as a matter of fact. And regionals, when it was around, I did some top 16 finishes there. This is when it was, regionals now is modern, but it was standard back then. So, but I've been playing since then, and I wanted to give something to the players that either are just starting out on Arena or have never played before. And while I just went through the tutorial, this is still in the beginning of it, right? So I'm just going to go and show you the decks that I've played so far. I played this green one. I got a couple of cards for it. It's okay. I think the only thing I changed was adding an Arcane Encyclopedia for, I think, a land. And the only reason why I did that is because when you have mana dorks, that's what we call them, but they're just creatures that produce mana. There's 6 of them. And when you have that many, elves typically cost or give you, or they net a basically right around 0.25 or 0.33 mana. So 3 to 4 elves will essentially net you one forest, essentially. So that equals to 25 forest. Druid of the Cows equal about 0.5 because their toughness is huge. They don't die to shock and stuff like that. So essentially, I could go to 23, but I just went to 24, and I added a card advantage spell. So, and the deck I've been playing or started to play was this red one. Now, the reason why I'm playing the red one is because I want all the red aspects, because that's the deck that I want to play to start doing best of one and constructed events. Now, you might be asking, well, how do you get more cards? What's the best way? Stuff like that. When you first starting out, first I think that you should go through and complete this entire reward track here. The reason why as I'm finding out, because I didn't do this. This wasn't out when I started on Arena. This is something relatively new. The reason why is because you get new cards, new decks for each tree, right? And you want every single card that's in here. We want what's in here, which is 1 Rekindling Phoenix. We already got the Pyromancer and the Goblin Crater Maker. And, you know, the Pyromancer will also get, you know, a new card style. But there should be another, more cards for both the red, green, and red, black deck that we can use to build mono red, which is actually a tiered deck in standard. In paper, it doesn't cost that much. It costs less or relatively close to $100. If you don't run any Phoenixes, it costs a lot less. Now, the biggest aspect of this is that it's a tiered or a sort of gold to gem system. Now, how do you acquire cards? Well, you play, and you do a lot. Gold nets you the ability to play in events. Short of using maybe 1,000 gold every so often to basically, you know, net you a wild card in spots where you like, I got 5, you know, tiers right here and I just need the 6th one. I'll sometimes go to get packs and I'll pay 1,000 gold and I'll get a pack to just get my wild card. And it also gives me a card that I don't have that's a rare, because now in the new arena system, there is no duplicates and rares and mythics. You continue to get rares and mythics until you can't get any more, and then you start netting gems for each one once you have all the rares and the mythics in the set. You still get duplicates and commons and uncommons, but they go into this digital realm called the vault, and once you fill it, you click it, it comes up as an icon, and you get 1 mythic, 2 rare, 3 uncommon, and 4 common wild cards, and then it resets and it keeps going, and so on and so forth. It is not efficient to use gold for packs. That's why I said it's very rare that you do, but when you do, it's typically only to just round out the tier if you need a wild card or, you know, you just want to finish it out. So how do you get cards? Well, the best way to do it, at least the most efficient, which isn't online most of the time, there's maybe like 1 or 2 videos that I've seen, but I found the best way is to rare draft, but you have to draft. So what happens? Well, I have 1,500 gold right now. Ranked draft is a best of 1 draft. You draft against bots, and then you play against people. Why do we do this? Well, because it doesn't cost you gems. So what you do is you keep doing dailies, and you play dailies until you get 5,000 gold, and then you enter in a draft. These drafts are best of 1, meaning you play 1 match, you win, you move on to the next match, so on. And you play until you have 3 losses, or 7 wins, whichever comes first. And then you keep playing. The highest you can win is 950 gems. Never ever use gems for this tier or this event. Always use gold. Once you get enough gems, and by enough gems I mean you get, we'll say, until you're able to draft in traditional. The reason why you draft in traditional is because you get even more packs and more gems. Essentially, you're going infinite if you're good enough, but if you're not, you just restart the whole process again. So you play until you get 5,000 gold, and then you get 5,000 gold, and then you keep playing in those drafts and doing that process till you get 1,500 gems, and then you do the draft. Traditional draft is you draft against people, and you play against them. You only need to win 3 wins to refund. Meaning, if you're decent at drafting or at limited, all you need to do is win 3 times. And then you basically net for free. However, you get to keep all the cards that you draft, even the rare ones. So, if you don't have a rare, and it's good, and it's decent, you take it. And then you also net packs each time you win. So you're always netting cards regardless. And then once you run out of gems, you restart the process. As long as you're doing your dailies every day or every other day, because these will, the quest here, the side quest of Cast 20, or cast 30 green white spells or 20 white or green spells, you can have 3 of these at one time. So essentially, you don't have to play every day, but you want to play enough to where you're never having 3 or more. You always want to keep it at least 2 or 1, and these 2 reset every week. So you can win 15 games, and you net gold. These are front loaded, meaning you get more at the beginning as opposed to the end, and win 5 times, and you get a pack up to 15 wins, meaning 3 packs maximum per week. So that's the best way to do it from a beginner standpoint. And of course, if you want to spend money, it's cheaper than buying paper cards, to be honest. And what I mean by that is 90 packs is roughly 2.5 boxes worth of paper cards. And that's 18,000 gems, which is less than $100. You get $100, you get 20,000 gems. Of course, it's not paper, and your value isn't refunded until they figure out what they're going to do with the value of when cards rotate. But there's going to be, I don't know when, but there's going to be a quote-unquote standard plus. Wizards hasn't figured out what they're going to do with the previous sets that are already on here. Kaladesh on, essentially. But if you don't want to spend any money because you're already playing paper and you just want to make a collection, spend the $5 or not. It's up to you. I always spend the $5. This will be my second account. And you just do the drafting. A lot of people don't like limited, but limited teaches you how to get cards, to be honest. So, and this also forces me to learn to draft. But for now, I'm just doing all of these while teaching, basic play patterns and what to look out for and, stuff like that. And we're going to play all the decks that you get, the red, green, white, blue. Now, the names don't matter, but what it does mean for the colors anyway is, you have your color pie, and then they're intermixed when you start combining them and, stuff like that. But this is the basics. You have 5 colors. Colorless doesn't count. Colorless is obviously in the name. It doesn't have any color. And then if you've been playing for a while, there's snow permanents, or snow lands, and that was from way back in Ice Age and more recent Cold Snap. However, for now, we're just going to focus on these. So the red deck is what I've been starting to play. To be honest, I prefer having 25 lands in a deck that doesn't have any mana accelerators, like the Land of Werewolves in the Druid of the Cal, because you're running 7 casting costs, 6 casting costs, 4 6 casting cost creatures. That's a lot, to be honest. And you don't have very many good cards to replace them with. So we got a risk factor from one of the packs. I put in some codes for free packs, and I'll link them in the description box in the video. And then you can see, get pack. Ooh, I forgot. Did I use? I don't think I used play Spark. Oh, yes. So Play War Spark gets you 3 free packs, and we're going to open these. As I said, whenever you open a pack of any set, all right, you will always get a different rare mythic unless you don't have 4 of that card. So, for example, and you can get duplicates of commons and uncommons. These are actually pretty good uncommons. Dovin's okay. He's used in a tier deck right now. Until you have lived as a statue, Karn. All right, so for example, as I said previously, if you open a Karn, I have the chance of opening 3 more. Once I open 3 more Karns, or get 3 more cards anywhere other than packs, because you can win or get a chance of flipping cards or get cards as rewards for doing events and stuff like that. But once I get 3 cards and I open more packs, I will never get another card, or at least this card. So that's a good addition to what they did a few updates ago. Anything we can use here? Not in particular. Single combat's not really used, not that great. Nothing for red. Ashok's okay. Bio Essence Hydra. This card's okay. Alright, we didn't get really much from those. Mono Red didn't really get anything from War. Tibalt, Chandra are the 2 most used cards from War of the Spark that they use. But that's pretty much it. So, alright, we're going to play some games here. Yeah, we'll keep playing the... Do I want to keep playing the red one? Well, I'll play the red one since you haven't seen it, but... And each color or types of decks have, you know, strategies and stuff like that, but... in the beginning, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, in the green deck, get as much mana as possible and cast your spells. The same thing here, except you're using cheaper spells and more removal to deal with. You have your creatures aren't as big as the green ones. I got good spell to land ratio. I have enough lands to cast most of my spells. This one, not so much. However, since I'm running, or this deck is running, 5 cards that are 6 casting costs or more. If I mulligan, I'm probably just gonna, you know, the odds are high, or medium I should say, that I might get another 6 casting cost card in my opening hand. But I have 2 removal spells in my hand, and I have a decent 2-drop, so we'll keep this.
Get ready for some friendly.
We're playing against the green, and we drew a land, so we're good now. Drew another land. Forgot to close out memory. Memory leech Google. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna say go. I might kill a creature at the end of their turn next turn and then attack. So that's fine. This is one of the reasons why I don't like Pyromancer in a deck that's not trying to go low, is because it doesn't attack very well into creatures because it's a 2-1.
You're doing great.
Wall of Vine, sure. Not really too afraid of these. I have no reason to rush now. I'm just going to wait for something huge. Alright, we might kill this and attack into them and force them. Because this deck runs, or green decks that try to go wide also play cards like Gulta, which each power...
Keep going. You can do this.
Each point of power lowers the casting cost of it, and we don't want that thing to ever hit the battlefield. We do have Meteor Golem, so we have some insurance for when we draw 2 more lands, or 3 more lands, excuse me. Or 2 more lands, because I have the 5th one in my hand.
Hey,
So
that's wild.
I'll take it. You want to use your life total as a resource as well, not just mindlessly throwing creatures into blocking. You want to trade resources and get incremental advantages where you can.
The multiverse. Like,
Taking 1 is no big
that's
deal here.
wild.
I'm going to kill this. Okay. Usually, if you have a lot of spells that you can play, and you have a land in hand, you tend to want to attack first before you play anything, even lands.
I
So
saw something.
if I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna play it after I attack, and then depending on what they block with, I might use Sure Strike. Although I don't really care if they block here because we're trading power points and keeping them off of bigger creatures like Gulta, which I'm pretty sure that they do play. And they could block this, so with Vol of Vines as opposed to Rejuvenator. They're blocking with both. Okay, I'm using Sure Strike here. If they would have just blocked with this, I wouldn't have used Sure Strike. But this basically kills 2 for 1. Okay, Titanic Growth. What is that going on? Rejuvenator? Alright, well, Rejuvenator is probably...
Let's get moving.
Oh, I should have... That was bad. So I Sure Struck this, so I'm pretty sure that this is what's killing first. I should have put this first so that this would have killed this, but now I have to cast Bombard if I want this not to die. I mean, it is a 1-1. Do I really care? I'm just going to play this. Yeah, I don't care about that. Recollect is slightly annoying. As long as I'm trading 2 for 1, I'm fine with this. Meteor Golem, that's fine. I'll use Bombard on this. And then hopefully draw land to play Phoenix next turn. Yep.
You've got to learn to planes walk before you can planes run. Whoa! Oh, sorry. I thought I saw something.
My apologies. Wife just called. So,
I wonder what your favorite color-
drew a land. We get to play Phoenix.
Wow!
And it doesn't die to this because this flies. Flying creatures. Flying creatures can block flying and ground. Only ground walking creatures can only block ground creatures. I'm not going to play Meteor Golem. I have no reason to. We're ahead in the race, and we want to save this for anything huge that they might draw. This is something that that they didn't do. Excuse me. The opponent didn't attack, and if you have ground creatures or any creatures that you know you're not going to block with, and there's no chances of them dying, it's always best to just attack with them because you're not using them anyway, so you might as well just send them because you may draw into something that might change the game. Not attacking me is just wasting 3 points of damage. So
You can do this.
it's always something to think about. Grabbing Recollect. Okay. Sure. Now they attack. See, I'd be at 12 right now. This stops 5 damage, so Like, let's say I drew a land and I didn't have Meteor Golem. This is just hypothetical, right? So they block here, right? And I'd be at 12 right now. And they'd be untapping, and they can draw a big creature that has, like, reach, right? And then they get attack me again, I'd be at 9, and they have a big creature. So they can stonewall me, and it would be a lot much closer than it would be if I was at 15. No blocks. Alright, Meteor Golem's going to take care of the vines, and we win.
Until we meet again, Planeswalker.
Alright, we're gonna play the play this black deck next, just to give you an idea. Oh, wait. If you this is the trailer to War of the Spark. If you want to check it out on YouTube. I wasn't going to sit through it because I've seen it so many times. Just look up War of the Spark trailer on YouTube and you'll find it. It's even on the mothership, wizardsofthecoast.com. Or wizards.com, excuse me. And that was really loud in my... so, the graveyard deck. Ooh, we got Duress. Digraph Ghoul, Walking Corpse, Death Baron. Is there anything else we can use? What is this? Flash? So bad. Ooh, we can use this instead of that, or any fork. Gravedigger's actually okay. Fell Specter's okay. Strangling Spores? No. And we'll do the same thing here with Encyclopedia. Because we already got removal. We got Deadweight and Murder. And if we need more, we can always add more. It's too bad we don't have more Guild Gates to use. We do have the white ones. It's possible we can play Final Payment. Nah. And the reason why I put this in here is because it's hybrid mana, meaning you can pay either black or green, and since we're playing black, we can still pay it. So, and this gives you 2 creatures that have Death Touch, essentially the 4-mana removal spell, but we get 2 of them for the price of 1. So, and this allows us to draw more cards. So, it's a little bit more efficient in this way. And if we deal any damage to a planeswalker or a player, we get a +1/+1 counter on those creatures. So they continuously do more efficient stuff than just having a 4-mana removal spell that may or may not kill a creature. So, all right, let's try this out. 3 mana and a bunch of 3 mana and 1 mana spells. I'll keep, and I go first.
Hey, look! I'm a planeswalker.
double murder and this seems good. Eating Death Baron makes this embarrassing. You always want to play your lords when they get bigger than the creature they just played. Both Death Touch would block each other and kill them, so we're not going to attack into it, we're just going to murder it. No blocks. Our creatures are bigger. Murder this. Usually you want to play instants on their turn, but we're trying to be proactive, so play this. Attack with both. Murder this. Attack. Not attacking with this because it doesn't do anything to a 03. Play my land, say go. No blocks. Attack with both. Actually, I should have attacked here. This is just game over. And I missed lethal. Bad play by me.
Whoa.
I mean, we're already way ahead anyway, but this game should have ended. Short of them having a flash creature, of course, but I missed lethal there. Because they would have just blocked this and stay taking 5 damage. Yeah, it's fine. Is this a zombie? No, it's not. Okay. No blocks. Play this at the end of the turn. Flash means I can play this over in an instant. Alright, now it's game over.
Congratulations. You've done it.
I just realized something. Those... Yeah, I need to play green spells. I just wanted to... Alright. So, we already played the green spell one. Ooh, we get a vampire. So we can play the white deck to get our... stuff from the... Actually, we're going to edit this and see if there's anything we can use here. Tactical advantage... We want all the... Healer's Hawk is good. Take out a tactical advantage. As long as it's my turn as first strike, I will use that. This card's really good. We can take out Daybreak Chaplain. We don't need that. We have Militia Bugler. What's this? Play this instead of this. Is there a 5 casting cost spell that we don't need? Angel of Grace is just absurd. Instead of playing the other this one, play this guy. I'm changing the deck because a lot of the cards that are in the initial deck are just not good. So, and you want more efficient spells. Or more efficient creatures as well. Is there anything else I can use? Is it possible we can use this? Is it better than... We're not attacking with just one creature. We're not a control deck, nothing like that. Alright, we'll just run it like this. If we draw a land, we're on the draw, so this is kind of suspect, but I mean, in decks like these where it's just a random mosh podge of cards, creatures, and spells with lands, if as long as you have land, you should be able to keep. We have stuff to play, so we're gonna keep this.
I'm ready to play.
We're against the blue deck. This deck has really, really useless. Drawing that was actually good. First strike is an underrated mechanic, especially if it's on your turn. You want in our deck is want to be attacking anyways. Against blue creatures and stuff like that, we're okay. So we're gonna play. To be honest, we can really play anything we want here.
Hey, I can see your hand.
Since I can't attack this turn, I can block this if it decides. I'm gonna play this. Bounce it back to my hand, sure. The little eyeball signals that they know what's in your hand. Divination, draw 2 cards. Card advantage spell. Healer's Hawk. Yes please. Card is absurd. Basically negates the damage of this. So like for example, if this attacks and I didn't have this, I'm dealing 1 damage and gaining 1 while they're only dealing 1 damage to me and they're never gaining anywhere. Both my creatures fly. What does this do? It's just a 3/3 for 4. Okay.
I hope I win. But I hope you win too.
I'm not really afraid of this yet. I just need to draw a land and I'll be fine. So
I wonder what your favorite card is.
open line for having tactical advantage to be able to be used. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'll trade. Taking down the Thopter token because this deck matters with artifacts in play. Always want to use all of your mana if you can on your turn.
Good. Real good.
Yeah, I don't care if I trade. typically you don't want to overextend, but because blue usually doesn't have a way to deal with go wide strategies like this, where you just overwhelm them, like a sweeper or something, you can get away with just playing all your stuff. But like against like white or black or even red, overextending is not something. That was a good draw. Doesn't matter. They should have killed the flyer. Yeah, they're just dead.
Want to play again?
And that's why I said they should have killed the flyer. Or the thing that made them tap their flyer. Alright, we're going to keep playing this until we get our daily done here. And then I'm going to call it an episode or call it a video. Been on for, I want to keep it like in between 30 to 45 minutes. Ugh. We are on the draw, so having these two where I can't cast them is like essentially mulling to 5, but because if we're playing against the blue deck, we should be fine. But if we aren't, having Luminous Bonds actually helps, and we're able to cast it. So having the 3/1's kind of But if they only have one creature, we can sort of get away with this. But I'm going to keep this.
I love a good challenge.
That's why I said having a 3/1 is kind of Now we get to play this instead. Like, play this, give it first strike, give it huge, and then... That was a good draw. I need to draw lands. Like, drawing gas is good, but you also want to draw lands for your spells. So are you just going to bounce it? Okay. It's fine. It's essentially like it was last turn, or last time. Were they going to cast the same thing? Divination after this? Nope. I need lands here. No, not that one. I want this one. Your removal you technically want to use on their best stuff. You don't want to just use it on any creature. Okay. It's sort of annoying.
Ever think about the multiverse?
I need something to attack.
Hey, that's wild.
Divination. I played this because I needed something to get on the board. Is this an instant? Yeah. So if I play it on my turn, that's what addendum means. Instant, I can play this at any time on any tapped creature, meaning if they attack me and they tap it, it's now a tapped creature, I can hit it. But if I play it on my turn, during my main phase, what addendum means, it does 5 damage instead. That's why I don't really care about this. I'm already winning the race now that I have a 2-power creature out. However, if I draw another, like next turn when I draw a card and it's not a land, I'm going to have to play one of these removal spells on this. I'm going to probably play Luminous Bonds because it uses all of my mana. But we'll cross that bridge when it gets here. Sure. The reason why I'm attacking is because I have tactical advantage. And it allows me to just use something without blowing it on an actual, like... This is using my mana efficiently. Using 1 instead of 3 on a 1 mana creature. Or next to damage.
Planes walk before you can planes run.
Why is he targeting that? So this is why I don't like the darn
Hey,
whatchamacallit.
I can see your hand.
Because this is supposed to target this. Because it would have made it a 03. I guess that's why he didn't do it. Is because he didn't want to just, you know, not kill this creature, I guess. But he just lost this. Or the opponent did.
You can do
This
this.
is why I don't like the AI or playing against it. But we want to get all of the decks first before we start playing against people. Especially if you're a beginner and you haven't gotten all the cards from the basic avenues for free, like then you should, as opposed to playing against people, because you can't do that without doing this. That is, how many turns is that? I started with this, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards I've drawn, and not one of them was a land. That's 7 cards in a row. 7 turns in a row. That is absurd. Meaning that here soon we're gonna draw like you're gonna draw like 4 or 5 lands in a row. There's one. I don't need to attack here. I mean, we're way ahead here. Okay. I don't care about trading with this. That's fine. They're drawing a lot more lands than we have. Sure. Alright. I'm just playing because I'm going to discard. So, maximum hand size is 7. They're basically dead. Alright, they're not dead yet. Actually, they are. Like, even if they had a creature. Like,
Want to play again?
and we'll get one more. And just do a quest or a side quest or whatever. The same deck. Healer's Hawk, Griffin. Now this is a hand, and we're drawing. So if this was on the play, goodness. Ooh, we're against a red deck. All right, this Healer's Hawk's gonna be good. Ooh, and Militia Bugler. Hotness. This is gonna get shocked. Yep. Goblin Instigator. You got it. I'm gonna play this because I want to block something. Don't want to block this with a 3/1. This card's embarrassing against them. I'm playing the Bugler. Have something to block with. Wow, 3 lands and a... That's so bad. Yikes. I'm not going to attack yet. Not until I have parity. Alright. I'm gonna play this so that I can block this. Because what I want to do is I want to save my flyers against them. So as long as I have parity against their big creatures, I'm fine. I don't care that I trade. Yeah, I don't care. Because if they didn't... okay. I'm going to say if they didn't trade, then I would just keep attacking them because they had vigilance. Lava Axe, sure. Okay. We're going to play the leader here. Yeah, I can attack now. That was a good draw. Gave my war leader first strike, so this couldn't kill it. Three, 7. Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. Interesting line. I should have played 2 more white spells just for the quest line. It's fine. Yeah, we'll do one more. One more. This is how you play on the ladder when you start playing ranked, is you just want to get in as many matches as possible. So I said this card is absurd. It's a 2/2 flyer for 2. Like, the rate is great. I go first this time. Sweet.
I love a good challenge.
Yeah, 2 removal spells. And hopefully we keep drawing lands. So that when we get there, we can play Angelic Reward on a creature that doesn't have flying. You got it. Good deal. Like putting it on this, flying for a strike on my turn, and it becomes a 5/4 absurd. He should have attacked. Because it didn't have first strike. Crash in. Playing this to block if he chooses to attack. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna give this for flying. Ooh, that's a card. It's actually decent. Okay. I'm not gonna block. Had he attacked with this, I would have. I didn't draw land. Can't attack with this.
Got anything good over there? Hey, I can see your hand.
What do I want to do? This attacks, block here. This attacks. Block.
Keep with it. You're doing great.
I'm gonna sit back a turn. I want him to attack full out. I don't think they will. I don't think the opponent will do this. Okay. the opponent just attacks. Like what? Like this wouldn't happen. Like, no.
You got me.
All right. So we completed both our quests. What was the card I was getting from this? Not Meteor Golem. Okay. So if you want to get these, you have to actually play people. So, that means also that if you wanted to play in a constructed event or traditional play, like something that isn't ranked, like you can play just to play without playing in ranked at best of one. This is what it is, the play feature, and you just choose a deck. The way Arena works, at least in algorithm aspect, is the matchmaker will match you up with somebody that has the same amount of rares and mythics than you do. So, like, I wouldn't be paired against somebody that has, like, as many cards as me, or has a deck that's, like, you know, very, very good, in the sense that they have more rares and mythics in their deck. So, like, you know, I wouldn't be playing against tier, you know, like, mono red aggro and, like, the tiered decks of the standard, you know, like, Jet Skywalkers, four-colored Dreadhorde, green-red, or Gruul aggro, you know, Esper Control, Esper Hero, stuff like that. Like, you will not play against those with the decks that you have. You're going to play against the same people that have the same decks, or maybe one or two rares that people have spent their mythic wildcards that you haven't yet. You want to hold on to your rare and mythic, all your wildcards, until you are very, very sure about what deck you want to play. I want to play mono red because it's the best deck to play in best of one and in best of three right now. If you want tier lists of decks, go to mtggoldfish.com and go to their deck tab and go to metagame, and it'll show you all the tier decks of standard and what the percentages are for the decks in standard. Right now, mono red is number one at just shy of 20%. So in a given tournament, for example, if you played, you know, in a GP or in a high level event, say, you know, a SCG Open or even a Standard Classic usually is about 6 to 8 rounds. So if you play, we'll use this simple math. If you play in 8 rounds, mathematically speaking, you'll see mono red maybe 2 times in that tournament. All right. If you play in a FNM, of 4 or 5 rounds, you'll see it maybe once, maybe twice. But that's just math purposes. Sometimes you'll see it more, sometimes, but it's the most popular deck right now in standard because it's cheap, right? The most powerful decks in standard right now: the Grixis, mid-range of the Grixis Control, the Esper Hero, the 4-color Dreadhorde deck. All those decks are like $400 or $500 right now if you don't have any of the cards. So, but we're building mono red, and mono red has, let's see, 2 Chandras, 3 Experimental Frenzies. That's 5 rares. If you don't use Rekindling Phoenix, there are no mythics in the deck, or just commons, uncommons, and a few rares. That's why the deck is so popular, especially on Arena, because it's cheap to make. So essentially, I can purchase the $5 pack, get 5 packs, get a rare wild card, and get a couple more, and I have mono red basically built. And I can start playing in ranked, which is what I want to do when I want to, you know, finish out my what is it? Like if I have, you know, quest or do these. So when I have wins, you know, the other thing is you can do this feature, which is called Momir. It's a free to play. You don't have to spend anything. You don't have to have any cards. They give you the entire deck for you and you play. It's the most randomized game ever, but it tells you exactly what you're given. Basic lands for your deck and 36 War of the Spark Planeswalkers. All the Planeswalkers that are in the stained glass trailer for War of the Spark, you get all of those Planeswalkers plus basic lands, and you play. Same thing, draw a card, all that stuff. But you get this emblem, which basically you use it and then you discard a card and you pay X, and then you get a random creature token of whatever the casting cost is. So if you pay 4, you get a 4 casting cost creature from standard at random. So it could be Ravenous Chupacabra, it can be that boar that we played against, it could be Liliana War Leader, which is the card that I was using before. Anything at 4 casting costs. And that's for all of them, all the way up to 10, I think, is the most expensive as a creature. But like I said, it's free. And the more you win, the more gold you get. The gold doesn't matter. It's the stained glass style different card back. So right now it's Vraska. I think this is Tibalt, and this is Jace. The Tibalt one is really cool because Tibalt's actually used. Vraska isn't. Jace isn't either. This is the one that's really the one you want. I have not completed this yet. I'm on like 7 wins. I need 9. I think this ends in like a few days. And at the time of this recording, it's May 28th. Yeah. So. But that's going to be it for now. Like I said, this is going to be a regular thing. It's called Amateur Hour. And I want to do... The Amateur Hour is going to be more of a, let's play, but also there's going to be tips and trick videos, And then the other series I have in mind is if you already have an account or you have a lot of cards or a lot of rare mythic wild cards that you haven't spent yet or you want to play a deck, I'm going to start doing these so you want to play this deck. For example, mono red. It'll have a deck tech and go over the main aspects of the deck and how to sideboard with it. If you don't know what sideboard is, you get a 15-card sideboard, and after your first match, you play a best of 3. After your first after your first game in that match, you get to take out cards and put in, swapping 1 for 1 from your sideboard to your deck, and that basically means that you're tinkering with your deck to what matchups are not so great for you, so you add cards from your sideboard in to make that matchup have a better percentage. I don't like sideboard guides, so I try to use a sideboard plan so that you know what the matchups are and you know what to do in each of those plans. For example, if you're playing against the mirror, meaning that you're a mono red deck and you're playing against another mono red deck, you have some tips and tricks of how to navigate that matchup. And that navigation of that matchup is not the same as if you're doing it for Esper control or a control matchup or a mid-range matchup or any of that combo or anything close to that, right? And each card or each plan or some of the cards have purposes in the matchup and which ones are not as good. So